Welcome to the stage, the Reverend Pat D.
As you may should be well aware of, the society that we live in sucks and blows for a variety of reasons, which has caused me to be very rebellious. And my favorite way to be rebellious is I enjoy using crude sexual humor. Using crude sexual humor causes a lot of people to get a stick up their ass, and that causes me to like it more. When I was 11 years old, I was in Chicago with my mother, and we walked by a theater that was showing an X-rated movie, and I mentioned real loud, let's go see an X-rated movie. And a lot of people heard that. But the main reason that I wanted to see an X-rated movie is because people have to make an issue out of it. On top of that, I had Asperger's syndrome, which was undiagnosed at the time. And when I was in junior high, most of the kids were stuck-up bullies and weak-minded conformist pieces of fucking filth. They wanted to know if I was gay, and thanks to having poor socialization skills and no friends, I didn't even know what gay meant. I have so much resentment having to put up with those snotty fucking pieces of fucking filth fucking scum when I was in school, but for some reason someone asked me to come up with one good thing that I got out of my experience with going to school. And the one good thing about it is that's where I learned a lot of the crude sexual humor that I enjoy so much. I got more and more vocal about being crude and vulgar in front of my parents. And I remember the time when we were at a neighbor's house, and my father mentioned that the best way to replace a pet after it dies is to get a picture of a horse. And I felt that comment was so fucking stupid. So I mentioned that I'd rather have a picture of a whore. My parents were so upset and embarrassed after I said that. And there was another time when a stray cat came to our house, and my mother told me that the cat was female. And I asked her, when you checked, did you see a pussy? And she told me that I was crude. What is wrong about talking about a pussy having a pussy? When I got older, we ended up moving to Florida, which is a fucking cesspool of fucking shit, and not only that, the weather was too fucking hot there. And my parents thought that moving to Florida would cause me to turn normal, but the opposite happened. My friend June told me that she once sucked on a guy's dick and she got a pubic hair stuck in her throat. Wow. And there was a time when I was, when my brother was visiting, and I talked about getting pubic hair stuck in your throat and sucking dick, and that caused my father to get so pissed off and upset with me. But having to live in Florida caused me to become meaner and more defiant than ever. And it's not just the conservatives and the Bible-thumping assholes who are offended by my crude sexual humor, but I know a lot of phony liberals who have told me that they are turned off by my vulgarities. You know what? Fuck them. I have known some gay people who are even turned off by vulgarities. I knew a lot of gay people back in the 1980s who really enjoyed crude sexual humor, but since then, many gay people have turned into a bunch of self-righteous PC fucks who tried to get moral with me when I talked about sexually explicit things. The focus of the gay community has changed from supporting sexual freedom to supporting gay marriage and hating sex. I have nothing against gay marriage. If someone is lucky enough to fall in love with someone of the same sex, fine. During the gay pride parade in the 1970s, guys would walk down the street naked while sniffing poppers. Now, the Gay Pride Festival is overrun by criminal corporations and common and mediocre people who believe it's okay to be gay as long as you're a conformist. Gay pride should be about cruising for sex in public parks and hanging out at the gas station and sucking men's dicks to the glory hole in the bathroom stall. My friend Tony is bisexual, and he told me that he once was at a movie theater in LaGrange, Illinois, And when he was in the bathroom, he saw a hot guy come out of one of the bathroom stalls. So he went into the stall, and when he noticed when he went into the stall, he noticed that there was a turd in the toilet. So he decided to jerk off while he looked at the turd. In New York, they would say, joinking off to a toy in the turd. I asked him, how can you jerk off while looking at a turd? He told me that he had such a hot body, he just had to do it. I like people who are sleazy and defiant. To sum things up, going to school with bullies who tormented me, along with parents who sheltered me, and treated me like shit, along with people fucking me over for having Asperger's syndrome, created the perfect storm for me to have an obsession with crude sexual humor and being defiant about it. Sometimes I'm glad people treat me like shit. Hey!